they're not even gonna fire him. They just gonna let his contract ride out this year, and then if he doesn't win at least one playoff game, he's gone.
I'll let it ride out and see what he does. But it was a lot of plays that was called that was not supposed to be
Yeah,
in the
well,
playoffs. A lot of time usage.
bro,
You
Jordan
know, it was
Love
a
picked
you
them
know,
apart. Like I was like, this nigga looked like a tactician. Like he was surgically killing, and I was like, he's a good quarterback. Him and C.J. Stroud, um, but they're rookies. It's like,
yeah,
but he
that was
developed
crazy.
under Aaron Rodgers, and I was like, that's how you should do it. Like they
Yeah,
learn from the greats, and
yeah.
that got that too with Tony. While he was on the bench, he was
With
watching.
Romo, yeah.
Yeah, but
And I feel like Romo did a good job as far as just
hold on, I'm gonna pause.
teaching that.
Okay. Yeah, I heard. Well, did you hear about the Colin Kaepernick thing and how Jim Harbaugh wants to hire him as a coach?
No, I didn't.
For the Chargers, and Stephen A. had something to say about that on his podcast, and I forgot that Jay Z and Rock Nation got with uh, what's the commissioner?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, Commissioner.
Whatever the yeah, got with the commissioner, and they got a workout for him, and it was 2016. They went to Atlanta Falcons practice field, and they was like, "Okay, we're gonna give you another chance." And Jay Z went out on a limb, and then he did that workout at a high school, and fucked up his whole thing. It's like, bro, you don't want to play football, and I forgot all
I
about
think
that.
the he was having the I think the way he did it too, because he did it where he wanted to,
Yeah, he was defiant,
and
and it's like,
yeah, he was just like he didn't want even the comment that he made with the press and everybody. It was just like okay, he's still Colin he was rewarded a lot of money. You know when
yeah, he sued the
he stood
NFL,
in the film.
and they gave him a settlement to settle out of court.
They had to at least get that boy at least close to 100 million.
It had to, maybe even
Because
more than that, probably.
maybe even more than that because he was already the dude was great.
And they could have took that to the civil rights took that straight to the Supreme Court because that racial thing, and that was at the height of the whole before
Kill it.
the
Everybody get a kill it.
yeah, the whole cop uh uh killings, and it was before George Floyd, but yeah, if that had a dragged on, and they saw that George Floyd shit, he could have won probably like a $500 million. But
Yeah.
Stephen A said he wants to be a martyr, and I think Jim Harbaugh said they were interviewing him. I think I was watching Get Up or First Take, and they said Jim Harbaugh said in the beginning of the year, "Hey, Colin, come work for me and be a coach, and be on my team." And this was probably in January, February, and
Yeah. Well, CNN Sports reported that Colin Kaepernick might have an option to get back into the NFL, but not as a player this time. In an interview with the U.S. Today, Los Angeles Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh said that he was keen for Kaepernick to join the team in a coaching capacity one day. So,
but I'm like, you should have jumped on that. He asked him in the beginning of the year, and we almost in September. I'm like,
speaking to the outlet following a training camp practice last week, Harbaugh said he had contacted his former quarterback. Oh, yeah, because, he was with the 49ers with him before he left, before he left off to Michigan.
and he faced his brother in the Super Bowl. It was I mean, it was the Ravens and
Yeah,
the 49ers.
yeah.
And that's when he
He
went to
said,
Michigan after they lost.
yeah, earlier in the year, but nothing. He said he had contacted him, but earlier in the year that nothing had yet come to the conversation. He's considerate. He's considering it. Harbor said he was out the country. He said he was going to get back to me. We haven't reconnected since then. That was earlier in the year. So he's basically talking about stuff that happened. It's not a for sure.
That don't make sense to me because it should be a for sure because Jim Harbaugh is his biggest advocate and did a lot for him on the 49ers. But then, Jim Harbaugh ain't all the way kosher either because when Michigan was getting all them sanctions, they
Definitely.
now he can't ever coach in they suspended him for like 5 years or something. I was like,
Yeah, but it was too much restrictions too with the NCAA. Hey, they,
well,
that's why.
that's why the NIL got this was even before the NIL started paying these players. But now you can make $1 million in college. Niggas is gonna be floating in college and say, "Oh, hey, I'm just gonna get paid and fuck the draft because ain't no telling how long a career in the NFL gonna last. With the way they shuffling coaches and quarterbacks and receivers not getting paid, and now $60 million for a quarterback, and Tua got
Yeah, and then, they get enough of money. They got big enough advertisements and you know things like the NBA. It's just I think it's because they have so many players, but they need to take care of all the players.
yeah.
You
What you
know,
think about CD Lamb? You think he gonna get his contract before the season starts? Or he gonna be like Emmett Smith, because Jerry done this before. He did it with Emmett after they won the first Super Bowl, and he stood firm until the third game of the season, and then Jerry paid
I
him.
I think that he deserves it regardless. But knowing
Yeah,
Jerry might try to hold out for a little bit, which causes confusion. But then at the same time, he's trying to hold out to budget so that he can see if he's going to keep certain people when it comes to having to pay the next person.
A
But
breath of
you
fresh
got to
air for
pay
your
who's in
home. The
front
new
of you.
Marico collection from Living
You
Spaces brings the
can't just
serenity and
go by
versatility of modern
about your
Scandinavian style.
business having people working hard
An
for you,
autopsy
putting
was
up these
conducted following
stats.
his death.
That took a long time to even pay that. You know, it
but
took a
that,
long time to even pay that.
but Dak is not. Dak is a good quarterback, um, and I think Brock Purdy and Dak can be on the same level, but it's not all on Dak. It's just like if you watch that playoff game closely, like him and CD weren't on the same page for a lot of that, and that's coaching. That's like the offensive coordinator's job. That's Mike McCarthy's job. Um,
Yeah.
that's everybody being on the same page because they got the pieces in place, but the coaching has always just been terrible. It's just like
Mm-hmm. And then we keep on getting rid of people, getting rid of coaching staff, changing offensive coordinators, and it's just switching up the whole scheme.
so. What? Let me give you like a hypothetical. What if Bill Belichick says, if Mike McCarthy don't make it this year, I'm willing to coach the Cowboys if Jerry takes a back seat and stop running his mouth.
It's not going to work because Bill is an alpha.
Yeah,
He
he
ran everything over there in
he
New
learned
England.
from Bill Parcells, and Bill Parcells only lasted 2 years, and Jerry was like, I'm gonna fire. He fired him after winning